All right. I thought I had a haircut. All right. Let's start with our warm-up. So let's start with just our feetsies. Let's start pulsing those feet, stretching them out. Up and down. And then I want you to flip that foot over. Tuck the toes under, flip it over. And same thing with that other foot. Flip it, stretch the front of that ankle. All right. Stretch out from there. We are going to go into a nice little second position. I feel like it's really bright in here today. Second position, point those toes out. We're just going to sit it down. Nice, take a nice little half squat. Third to warm up those legs just a little bit. And down. Go ahead and take a reach overhead, side to side. We are going to be warming up our legs first, so we are going to keep squatting it out throughout this whole series. We're going to go for 3, 2, and 1. From here, let me get my headphones in. There we go. So we're going to start pulsing in this nice little position. So we are in our second position, pulsing up and down. And we are going to bring our arms up, and we're just going to bring our hands down, up, down, up, all while pulsing. Here, hold those arms up one more time, and nice and flat, we're just going to squeeze it in the back. So when up and squeeze those elbows together, squeeze. Good, 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Shake out those hips. You can press them side to side. Press it through the front. Bring them all the way around. And we are going to repeat this time. We're going to bring our arms down to a dip, overhead, dip. So it's going to dip down, overhead, dip in, squeeze. Warming up that upper body and the lower body, why not? All right, 2 more. Hold it here. Pulse it out. Take your arms, put them wherever is comfortable. For 3, 2, 1, bring it up. Shake out those legs. All right, march it out. Bring that knee up nice and high. Keeping it nice and flexed. Flex foot. We are going to start with some demi plies on point, aka tiny squats on our toes. So shake out those legs. And this one, if you have something close by to hold on to, will really help you here. So I'm going to hold on to my wall. Oh, I guess it's not too bad. All right. So starting in our parallel position, we're going to bring our feet together. And all you're going to do is bring it up onto the toes. And from here, so here's from the side, legs, tuck your butt under, shoulders above your hips, bend the knees. It's not a huge bend, it's a very small bend. Core is nice and tight. All we're doing is pulsing it down. You're going to feel this in your quads. So if you have your chair in front of you or anything to hold on to, keep it pulsing. As you pulse, you might find that your hips are starting to slip to the back. Think of tucking. You take that motion, and tuck. Pulse it down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it down at the bottom in that low position. Hold it here. We're going to drop those heels down and up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up and drop it down. Shake it out. If your legs shake during these, that is completely normal and what we want. Shake them out. We're going to go to our first position. So heels together, toes pointing out. Again, this position is going to make your hips going to want to stick out to the back. Again, remember to tuck those hips underneath. Lift those heels up off the ground. Scooch the feet in together so that your heels are touching. Sitting up nice and tall. Bend the knees. Get it out nice and high on those toes. We're going to pulse it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Retuck those hips underneath. Core is nice and tight. Get those heels up a little bit higher. I want you up on those toes. You can also do this flat foot if this doesn't feel right. We're going to pulse again one more time for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. Drop it down. Shake it up. Something's making a funny noise. All right, we have our second position. Bring those feet out a little bit wider. As wide as you can comfortably. I'm going to do it from this little angle. We're going to bring it up. Get nice and comfy on those toes. Bend the knees. Nice sumo squat. Try to tuck those hips under. Bring yourself upright, shoulders over hips. Pulls it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those heels down, staying in that squat. Lift the heels up and up for 3, 4. Stay low. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring it down and up. And shake out those legs. Go ahead and take a nice little quad stretch. Stretch out those quads as you feel fit. Whew. Take a nice big breath in. Stretch out the back of the legs. All right. From here, we're going to move into some lateral lunges. So we're going to do 16 each side. We're going to start with our right leg. You're going to bring it down to that side, and you're just going to bring it up and lift that knee up in front. When you're doing your lateral lunge, I want you to think of coming back, knee stays forward, weight is in your heel. You should feel a stretch in this side of the leg, and I want you to stick your butt back as far as you can. That way that knee is not going past the toe. Back and up. We're going to go for 16. Inhale in and drop it over. 1, push, over, for 2. You can take a nice half lunge if you have sensitive knees. 3, 4, push, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 more, 8, 7, 6, push off that heel, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You know the drill, shake it out. We're going to do our left side. All right. Inhale in. Keep that core nice and tight over on that left side. Find the position and then press 1. 2, control it coming down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 more, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh, that hamstring's feeling it. 3, 2, last one, and 1. Whew. All right, we're going to stretch out those hamstrings. Bring it down, hands to the ground. Hands to the ground if you can. Hold it here. And then I want you to widen the feet. Bring them out a little bit wider. And I want you to sit the knees, or sit the hips, bend the knees. And straighten for 3 times. Bend those knees, looking forward, chest up, and extend. Bend, extend, and inhale, roll up through your spine. All right, good. Bring it down to the ground. Nice. All right, so we have first up a tabletop crunch. So, tabletop. Your knees. Your feet are up like this. Shins to the ceiling. Note for this, you want to make sure as you're crunching, your knees don't start to inch forward and get closer to you. You want to try to keep them at that nice right angle. From here, lay it down nice and flat. I want you to pull that core down into the floor and tilt those hips back so that your low back meets the floor. No space. From here, you can place the hands behind the head, looking up at the ceiling. Press your head into your hands, and we're just going to crunch up and down. We're going to go for 40 seconds. Keep it going. Try not to let that low back come up off the floor even when you're laying flat. 10 seconds. Three, two, one, and break. That right, flip it over into a plank position on your elbows. We are going to do some hip dips into a V-up. Sounds confusing. So on your elbows, you're going to hold your plank. And I want you to have some space between your feet. So look behind you and make sure there's some space. You're going to swivel the hips side to side 3 times. So it goes 1, I lied, 4, 2, 3, 4. Hips come up, back down to that plank to dip 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. Go ahead and bring it down. Take a second to breathe. We're doing it with me. All right, we've got 45 seconds. Here we go. Bring it up onto those elbows. 3, 2, 1, and go. Dip it down. Keeping that core nice and tight. Hips up, back down. Starting to transition into a little bit of upper body as well as core. Side, side. Keep it breathing. 3, 2, 1, and break. Whew, it's hard to talk during that. All right, back to our tabletop crunches. I'm going to repeat these both again. Inhale in, feet up. Here we go, hands behind the head. Inhale and lift. Core is probably really starting to feel it. Maybe it's just me. To make it a little bit harder, you can add a hold at the top. Keep those knees right over the hips. Keep the low back on the ground. Ooh. 3, 2, 1, and break. All right, back to our plank position. Take a second, breathe. All right, here we go. Bring it down onto the elbows and up. Hold your plank here or add in those dips to a V-up. You can also do these with the knees down, side to side, and then lift the knees, hips up into the air for a modification. 3, 2, 1, and break. Whew. That was a core cruncher. All right. Next up, bring it up onto the back. For our glute bridge, inhale in, roll it back. We're going to do single leg. So again, if glute bridges are a newer exercise for you, or you find that they are a little bit still pretty difficult, I want you to stick with both feet on the ground and just focus on holding that bridge and keeping those glutes engaged. So if you're a glute bridge pro, I want you to lift up. So we're all lifting, holding, squeezing your glutes together. If you don't know what your glutes are, if you haven't heard me say it, it is your butt cheeks. Squeeze them like you have a penny between them and you're not going to drop it. From here, I want you to extend your right leg out straight and place it right back down. Extend the left leg straight. Bring it down. One more time each side. Straight and down, straight and down. Bring it down. The key with these is to not let those hips dip down when you switch legs. Inhale, take a second to breathe. I want you to think about the muscles that you're working in your glute bridges. I want you to focus on your glutes, your hamstrings, your heels. Make sure your heels are really digging in there. And your core, you should really pull it down. Inhale in, squeeze, and then lift. Keep that engagement there. Lift and hold. Inhale in, we're gonna take that right leg out straight. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and switch. Left leg comes out. 1, 2, 3, and down. Right leg. 1, 2, 3, and down. Left leg. 1, 2, 3, and down. If you find when you do the single legs, you're finding a little bit too much tension in your knees, slide the heels a little bit further away from your butt and really focus on pressing with the heels. That will help take off some of the tension on the knees. Bring those legs into the chest. Rock it side to side. And we're going to sit it up onto our hands and knees for some hip circles. All right, we are going to do 35 seconds on each side. We're going to start with our right leg. All right, hands under the shoulders. Right leg comes out at that nice right angle. Bring it up and around. Think of drawing a circle with your kneecap. And reverse that direction. Keep it nice and controlled. Three, 2, 1. Inhale, switch to your side. We're going to do that left leg. All right. Pull that core in. Make sure there's some space between the knees, hands under the shoulders. Inhale in, and left leg comes out to the side and rotate. Switch directions. We really want good hip mobility. Don't forget to breathe during this. 3, 2, 1, and break back to our right side. Oh, I lied. It's time. We're going to rock it back to a child's pose. Inhale into that child's pose. And take a nice big breath and reach those shoulders out. And flip it over onto your butt. Press those feet together. You guys will have to let me know how you feel about maybe extending this class 5 minutes more next month, and or adding in a few high intensity bar classes. So adding a little bit more movement to sweat, as well as our normal low intensity bar. Bring yourself forward, press those knees open with those elbows. All right, shake it out. Don't forget to stretch out your hands and wrists today, everybody. Roll them, do your little pinches, whatever you gotta do. Shake it out, stretch it out. Don't forget to hydrate and drink your water today, and eat your veggies. And have a wonderful Thursday, everybody.